This might be a hot take, but let's just see where it goes. When will it be time to move on from 9/11? Not forget it, move on from 9/11. When will it be a good time to move on from 9/11? When will it be time to move on from 9/11?
Okay, the only reason why I'm not gonna go as hard on you as I typically do about stuff I'm this passionate about is because you look too young to understand the gravity of that situation, because my guess is you probably weren't even alive when it happened. A lot of us were, and that's why we can't just move on, okay? The events of that day are still very much traumatic for the bulk of us, for justified reasons. Your generation is still going on about slavery that happened hundreds of years ago that none of you have experienced, and we, white people of today, were never a part of. And yet you want us to move on from something that happened, 20 years ago? I'm just going to chuck this up to ignorance and say, do better. Yeah. So he writes, sorry, did I hurt your feelings for a serious question? Maybe it's too hard for you to understand. Go to the video for context. Did you really just say it's too hard for me to understand? I'm not the person who made the video, watched it, and said, yeah, that's a hot take, I'm gonna post it, and then expected people not to get upset. Again, you're ignorant because you didn't experience it, and it shows. In poor taste, my guy. In poor taste. Okay, this is the last and final video that I'm making because I'm going to block this schmegma before I really start doing what I usually do, and I'm trying not to because this is a young one, and he's clearly ignorant of why the video he posted is wrong. But yeah, you can follow the comments back if you dare to, but I'm just letting you know, mega major butt cringe, okay? Yeah, like mega, okay? Trigger warning right there. Yeah, I understood what you said. You said that you didn't say we should forget, but we should move on from something that we experienced in our lifetime that you did not, and you can't seem to let that sink in your head why your video is offensive. Yeah, your age and your ignorance is showing, my guy. So anybody that wants to save this and show him, feel free. I don't give a shit, but I'm blocking him because I don't have time for this much willful ignorance, and now I gotta go.
Look at that. Every single white Republican's favorite thing to say after someone tells someone to move on from 9/11. Not forget, but to move on. See, you're conflating the two things, forgetting and moving on. You can move on from something without forgetting it and remembering it. For example, after Pearl Harbor happened, presidents every single year would go over there and remember it and do the memorial for it. Now, not so much. Most presidents, I think it was after like 20 years around there, presidents stopped showing up. They would make a statement. They would, tell people how terrible it was, but the country moved on. Now for you, as a white woman, to tell Black Americans to move on from slavery would be racist. It's actually extremely ignorant for you to even use that as an example. Now, if you were to tell me, before all of the wars that were in the Middle East were finished, the war in Iraq, war in Afghanistan, all of those wars, the things that have made that tragedy a tragedy and have kept it moving as a tragedy, if they weren't finished, I would completely agree with you. But because they are finished, and we haven't had a war in there for years, and the Biden administration removed all of our military from Afghanistan, there is no reason to expect a president every year to show up. We will always remember. But that doesn't mean we can't move on and heal. Americans are choosing to keep that bottled up and not heal and move on from that tragedy. And that's the problem that we're dealing with.